Oh, am I live?
You're live.
Oh. No. All right, guys. So I was going to start with Simon, but his booth just got really busy. I'm going to try to talk as loud as I can because people are having a hard time hearing me. Let's start with showing him his line. Let's go up here, Sean. Okay. So this is his dye inks. It looks like he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's starting with 10.
50 each. It's a minimum of 3.
Oh.
Sorry, he got caught up with somebody. Oh, it's Miss Anna Griffin. There's Anna Griffin. Then some of the stamps that we'll be showing here, which are right next to me. I just want to show you the finished products of them on some of this stuff. Look at that. So once again, Simon Hurley. So these are the inks that we just saw on the other side. This is how they come in. These are the, looks like the dye inks. And here is some of his stamp collections. A little more of a manly one that he was just talking about.
Yeah, he said that one he drew when he was 11.
So he drew this.
These when he was 11.
Yeah, when he was 11 years old, he drew these.
And did you hear what he said about these ones?
What did he do? What
that
did he
he
say?
has the stamp design on the back side as well as the rubber, so that way you can keep them right in the acetate and just flip on through.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no need to label.
Yes, they are.
So these are obviously his backgrounds. Some stencils. Even has his own white cardstock. Hi, Mel. So very cool. Yeah, so proud of him.
$25.
I like the names. Slippery when wet,
Yeah.
traffic cone,
Yeah, look at that.
bee sting, laser gator.
It's 20. This is 20. And these stack also.
Later, gator.
Just one space.
Overzealous.
I know. Wait till you get to those last two. Wait till you see the names.
It's right here with the 3 shells.
This, yes.
Woof.
Grr.
And grr. Grr. That was
I
a
love that.
character.
Right?
Yeah. So we'll kind of we'll pop in here.
Yeah.
So here we go.
I'll go in with slippery with wet next. This is a really nice yellow, bright gold yellow color. I'm just going to go in here, again kind of tilting the blending tool, making sure we get that nice shading in there. And this creates a really awesome blended flower look. So then I'll pull off these magnets. And look at that, you get that really fun flower, and we're not done yet. So what I'm going to do is I'll take the circle that fits right in the center there. So that just lays right over top. Put my magnets down here. And then I'm going to go in with this over the moon color. So what I'm going to do is I'll grab another mini blending tool. And I'm just going to go in with this over the moon color. So this is a little bit of a lighter yellow. Add it right to the center there. If you want to, you can also go back in with, let's say, slippery and wet. If you love that color and you want a little bit of a darker blend, you can go right back in and highlight maybe the outside there to kind of get that awesome blending. So again, pull off those magnets, no need for tape, and then you've got that awesome look, but we're not done yet. There's even more. You can keep going with this. You can kind of keep it as simple as you want or add more layers to it. So this one, you just add a little center onto that flower. You can go in here, I'm going to take this bee sting color, it's going to be a really nice bright red for the center. And this little blending tool is so easy to add color right in between there. Just press it down, bounce it around. And there you go, there's your flower. So that's really awesome, and these are all my fingerprints from getting inky and switching out my blending tool, but if you obviously weren't doing that, then you totally got an awesome image there. And again, if you want to tape off some certain areas to not get ink in certain places, you definitely can do that as well. Now, there's also leaves in this set too, so if you want to kind of create that full scene and add some leaves to your florals, you got that in here. So I'm just going to go in with my green blending tool. We'll start out with Overzealous. This is a really nice lime green kind of color. I'll go in here with the magnets. I'm just going to lightly go into here, and I go right up to that edge. I don't do any masking. I'm a little too lazy for that. But if you want to, you definitely can. I'm going to go right up to the edge. I'm going to take some later gator as well and go in there and do some blending. So look at that. These inks blend so nicely on there. And that's exactly why we wanted to do a stencil like this, to really highlight those features and really give you an awesome look on your cards when you're using them. So I'll go in. I'm actually using that darker later gator now. So I'll go in there again, go right up to the edge. You don't have to, you can leave a little bit of white area there. I actually kind of like how that looks. So then I'll go in and I'm using just that later gator, but I'm adding a little bit more ink there that time. And there we go. Look at that awesome flower. But look at all those fingerprints on the edge too. If you want to, you can cut your flower out and add it to the card if you do that as well, if you had those inky problems like me. And this stencil is super cool, so it's got 3 different kinds of flowers in it. Let me show you all 3 here. So you've got this really fun flower that we just demonstrated, which I absolutely love. And you've got this really cool floral as well.
It's like a pansy.
And this background here is the backsplash backdrop. So we've got really awesome fine stencil. It's got all that cool design in there. It's almost like a star background. So then I also have this last floral here. This one is super cool. It's a hibiscus kind of flower. This one I did in texture paste, so you can really kind of play around with different mediums that you put through the stencil. And also over on that board over there, I just went through with a water brush and watercolored them, and you get a really cool look with that too, because it looks kind of like a mess at first, but once it dries, it looks like you hand painted the flowers, which is so cool. So I'm going to clean up some of this area, and we'll move on to another technique if you guys want to see another one.
Of course. Simon, is this part of this magnetic mat part of the Ranger line?
So this is Wendy Vecchi's mat. So she just released this. This is called the Station. So it's really awesome for, you know, holding stencils down in place. No more tape that's needed. Or if you want to, you know, if you're gluing something down, you have a little piece you want to glue down to your card. Let's say I'm gluing these 2 pieces of cardstock together and don't want to hold it down for a long time. You put a magnet on it and leave.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
And then it dries on there really nicely. And with these magnets too, she wanted to make sure they're not going to like hurt your fingers, so they're not going to like magnetize together or pinch or anything like that.
So just enough.
And if they do stick together, it's really easy to pull them apart like that. There's no pinching your fingers anymore with any of those magnets.
Neodymium? Oh yeah, those are. They're nice, but holy crap.
Yeah. So they got 4 magnets on here. It's really nice to hold that down.
Perfect.
As well.
Thank you.
Nice. Yeah.
I have a few people saying, I need that mat, I need that mat.
I'm gonna just.
Sure, please do. You are totally fine.
And it's not a replacement for the craft sheet either. She likes to say that as well, because you don't want to be painting on that as well, because you can't really get the paint off.
Right, exactly.
So just move it off to the side if you're going to do any ink and do it on the Ranger craft
Absolutely.
sheet.
Yeah, this craft sheet's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's do some watercolor with it too. I want to use one of my images. Let's see. I'll grab this set too. I love this one. This is the Space Training Stamp set. Let's color in one of these images. So you can definitely put these little guys inside the astronaut helmet and do a really cool card like that as well. And all these fun images in there. But I'm just going to pull out this little boy here, and we're going to do some watercoloring on that, because I want to give you some tips on how to kind of mix and blend colors with my inks and get a really cool effect. So I'm going to go in here. I'll add this down onto an acrylic block. And I'm going to use some archival ink. So this is an oil-based ink. So with my water-based inks, they go nicely really together, because if you're stamping down an image in this archival ink, it's not going to bleed and blend with my other inks. So it'll keep a really nice crisp image. And I'm just going to stamp right onto my stark white cardstock. This cardstock takes the water really nicely, but if you want kind of more playtime and blend time, you're going to want to go on a watercolor cardstock too. So once that's all stamped, I'm just going to heat set it quickly to make sure that it's nice and dry.
Oh, that's quiet.
And once that's all dry, we can start on with our watercoloring here. So to do my watercoloring, all I do is take the ink pad and I just swipe some of that color onto the craft sheet. You want a nice surface like this, and it's going to give you a really awesome look when you're watercoloring. So I'll take some Over the Moon, I'll take some Bee Sting. We got some Gur in here. That's an awesome color for hair.
And a great
skin
name.
tones as well. Yeah, and a great name. And then I'll go in with a little bit of Rosy Cheeks as well to do just that and make some rosy cheeks. So I'm going to grab Tim's Fine Detail Water Brush, get that going a little bit here, and then we'll kind of start off with the skin tone here. So I'm going to take a little bit of, what's this called, Over the Moon, and I'm going to go in with some Gur as well and bring some of that color into there. Now to test that, I always like testing the color off to the side. So I'll test that out. That looks like a really good skin tone to me. So I'm going to go in there then with that little puddle of color that I mixed. And we'll just go right in there and start our watercolor. So it's really easy. Again, these inks react super nicely with water. So when you're using them right from the craft sheet, they do a really great job of blending and doing some awesome coloring on your images. So there we go. We have that nice skin tone then. And each time you want to dry in between to make sure that it doesn't bleed. On this one, I got a little bit of bleeding since I didn't dry it. So you want to make sure each layer is dry right in between, and that way the colors won't blend and mix together. Then I'll go in right next to it. I'll go in and do the hair here. So I'm using some Gur. This is watered down. Just gonna go into here and add some watercolor into here. Again, if you want more playtime and blend time, this kind of sinks into the cardstock right away. But if you want to be able to move it around and blend it, I recommend watercolor cardstock from Ranger. And that's a really nice bright white, so it'll match my cardstock nicely, and you can kind of pair those two together to create a card then. So I'll go in here, I'll take my heat tool again, just dry it. The key is drying in between each layer, because then you can add more ink on and get some cool blending there. So I'll go in with some of that color again, and I'm just gonna flick on some of that color. Kind of dot it on there, and that gives you some really cool shading. And I go into the new ink too, so if it's watered down already, it's going to give you that more watered down, not as dark a look. But I like to kind of add that in, and it might look a little bit splotchy when it dries. If you want to, you can go in with water again and really blend that out. But I actually really love this look. It kind of gives a really fun, playful look to it, but if you want to, again, you can definitely soften out some of those lines by going in with your water brush and putting it on there. Then I'll go in with a little bit of that Gur as well onto here, and I'll add some of that darker color to the skin tone too to add a little bit of shading in there. The key is doing some shading, because then the image looks like it's kind of coming to life off your page, and it looks really great on there then. So just go in there. If you want to clean off your color, I just go off on the side to a rag. Then I'm going to dry this color here. Again, that's really the key to watercoloring with really any inks. And then I'll take Rosy Cheeks and really just do that. Make some rosy cheeks there. You can blend that color out if you want to. I'll dry that again. And drying also stops moving the color. So if you want the color to stop moving or bleeding, definitely dry it. Then I'll go in with some Bee Sting, and this is a super bright red color. Watered down, it looks really nice like that. Then I'll go into there and just drop some of that color in. How fun is that? I want some of that red to stop moving. It's kind of bleeding a little bit there, so I'm gonna heat that. And if you want to, you can carry that out down below, but I would just go in here and cut this out, and then you can add it right onto a card. Again, this works really nicely inside of this astronaut helmet. So I designed it so that all these little critters fit right inside here. You can mask the bottom off with just a little bit of tape, stamp them in, and then you can color this whole astronaut helmet and use it on your card, or use the critters separately. It's totally up to you what you want to do. And then I've got these fun alphabets at the top. Now everybody's been asking me, is it some sort of phrase? They think this is 1 sentiment. It's not. It's all different kinds of letters. So you can take them off, make your own words. You can spell out, you've got this. You can spell out hello. I mean, using this, got this. And then you can spell out hello, different words on there to really make an awesome card. And I also love the word love. And then you can put the O as the astronaut helmet and use the little fish or the bird inside there to really create a cool card.
Cute.
Yeah, so we'll do some other stamp sets here too. I designed this one when I was 11. So this one's super fun. It's a trampoline friends stamp set, and this is so cool. That net texture down there looks just awesome when you stamp it down onto the surface. Now this tree you can use by itself or with the critters depending on what kind of card you want to make. And then I got all these little critters jumping, and kind of this squirrel's doing a little backflip on there. It's super fun. I love the kind of illustrations that we did here. And I got this really awesome, bear stamp set. I love this. And he kind of carries throughout the line too, so he's on all the back of the packaging as well. Kind of a little mascot. So There's 2 little bears in this set and 2 little kids as well. You got all these little images too, so if they're going to a party, whether they want their coffees, you know, different things like that, you can make them going to a birthday party. Really build the scene on your card with all these different stamp sets, and they all can kind of be used together. Whether you want an image from that set mixing with this one, or a sentiment from that one mixing with this one, it really all works nicely together. And this last one is my favorite. I designed this because I didn't see any masculine sets in the industry besides Tim Holtz's awesome style, but with that it comes with a grungy kind of look too. So I wanted to make sure we got that really clean and simple look and kind of more cutesy for the card makers. So this has 3 different heads in it and 3 different bodies, which are really awesome. And you can kind of pair these together and stamp them down. And it also has tons of little images. So we got a little screwdriver with You're Driving Me Crazy. You can really pair up these sentiments to kind of do whatever you want with them and create a card for the person in your life. You can really customize it however you want to make it. So it's really awesome. I love this set. It kind of keeps you from making a card for your nephew and putting a screwdriver on it, rather than, you know, using this stamp set and creating a really fun one that looks awesome for the enjoy.
My grandson.
I've had a couple people asking, when is your product line available?
Yeah, definitely. So my product line is going to be shipping in February, so I cannot wait for you guys to get your hands on it. It'll be in online retailers or your favorite local retailers as well, so be sure to ask them to get my product line in. I cannot wait to see what you create with all of this.
Yes. Thanks, Simon.
Yeah, definitely. No problem. Awesome. Thank you.
You bet, guys.
Good job.
So we did a nice job, everybody.
John,
So
you did a good job.
thank you. We're all done.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you at the next booth. Bye, everybody.
Bye. You did.